Most people who want to get into short-term rentals think they need to own property first. They think they need a mortgage, a deposit, or serious capital before they can start. And that assumption stops a lot of people before they even begin. Here is the reality. Some of the largest short-term rental operations in the world do not own a single property. They manage other people's properties, and they get paid well to do it. In this video, I am going to break down exactly how this business model works, how you make money from it, and what it actually takes to scale it beyond a handful of units. I am going to cover the business model, the revenue streams most operators are not using, and what scaling looks like once you are ready to grow. I am Omid. I own 9 short-term rental properties in Dubai. I built Stalia DXB from direct experience managing my own portfolio through the good seasons and the bad ones, through regulatory changes, and through the operational chaos that comes with scaling without the right systems. Everything in this video comes from that experience. Not theory, not a course, real operations. Section 1. The business model. Let me start with the fundamentals, because a lot of people get confused about what Airbnb management actually is. You do not own the property. A property owner, let's call them the landlord, owns the asset. You manage everything: listings, guest communication, pricing, cleaning, maintenance, financial reporting. You handle all of it. The landlord gets paid monthly. You take a management fee as a percentage of the revenue the property generates. That is the model. It is straightforward, and it works because it is genuinely a win for both sides. For the property owner, it is passive income without the operational headache. They own an asset that generates cash flow without them having to deal with guests, cleaners, pricing decisions, or maintenance calls at midnight. For you as the operator, you build a revenue-generating business without the capital requirement of owning property. Every property you add to your portfolio increases your monthly income. And because your fee is tied to the revenue you generate, you are naturally incentivized to perform. Industry data shows full-service short-term rental management companies typically charge between 15% and 25% of gross booking revenue. Section 2. Why property owners choose STR management. When you are pitching to a property owner, whether they are based in the same city as the property or on the other side of the world, there are a few things that consistently close the conversation. The first is income. Short-term rentals, when managed correctly, significantly outperform long-term rentals in terms of gross yield. The gap varies by market, but in most well-located properties, the difference is meaningful. You are not just offering a service, you are offering a better financial outcome. The second is control. Unlike a long-term tenancy where a landlord is locked in for a year or more, short-term rental guests are transient. Owners retain far more flexibility. They can block dates for personal use, they can take the property back if their situation changes, and they are not dealing with the legal complexities of a long-term tenancy. The third is hassle. Managing a short-term rental property yourself is a job. Most property owners do not want a job. They want an investment. When you remove all of that operational burden from them and replace it with a monthly payout and full visibility into their property's performance, the decision is easy. Now here is where most operators are losing money they should be making. Your management fee is not your only revenue stream. The best operators in this business have built additional income layers on top of the base fee that at scale add up to a significant portion of total revenue. Let me walk you through the main ones. Damage waivers. Instead of charging guests a refundable security deposit, which some guests resist because it ties up their money, you can offer a non-refundable damage waiver. The guest pays a smaller fixed amount. It covers you for minor damages, and because it is non-refundable and collected on every booking, it generates consistent income that sits on top of your management fee. A portfolio of properties, this adds up fast: early check-ins and late checkouts. Guests frequently want to arrive before standard check-in time or leave after standard checkout. If your cleaning schedule allows it, and most of the time it does, you can charge for this flexibility. It is clean profit. The property is already clean, the next guest is not arriving for hours, and you charge the current guest for the extra time. At scale, across dozens of properties, this stream alone becomes material. Add-on services. There is a range of additional services guests will pay for: welcome packages, airport transfers, mid-stay cleans, extended amenity packages. These vary by market and property type, but the principle is the same. You are already in communication with the guest before and during their stay. You have a natural opportunity to offer services that improve their experience and add revenue to your operation. Direct booking fees. When you secure a direct booking, meaning the guest books outside of Airbnb or Booking.com directly through your channel, you save on OTA commission. You can charge an additional fee for this, which funds the effort that goes into building and maintaining direct booking relationships. Every direct booking is a better margin booking, and as you build a database of repeat guests, this stream grows. Here is the compounding effect of all of this. If your base management fee is 15% and you layer in damage waivers, early check-in fees, add-ons, and direct booking premiums, your effective yield per property pushes well beyond that base figure. That gap, multiplied across a large portfolio, is the difference between a good business and a great one. Most operators hit a wall somewhere between 5 and 15 properties. The business feels unmanageable. Response times slip. Cleaning coordination breaks down. The owner starts making mistakes that cost them reviews and reputation. The reason is almost always the same. They are still running the business manually, and manual does not scale. Here is the framework for scaling this correctly. Systems before headcount. Before you hire anyone, build the systems. A channel manager that syncs your bookings and prevents double bookings across platforms. Dynamic pricing that adjusts your rates automatically based on demand, seasonality, and competition. Automated guest messaging that handles standard pre- and post-stay communication without you touching it. A cleaning coordination tool that notifies your team automatically on every booking, change, or cancellation. These systems are not optional. They are the foundation that makes everything else possible. The right team structure. As your portfolio grows, you need to think carefully about roles. Guest communications is one of the highest time-consuming functions at scale, and it is one of the first things you should bring help in for. A dedicated guest communications team member or a well-trained virtual assistant can handle the volume that would otherwise consume your entire day. Operations, cleaning coordination, maintenance scheduling, contractor management should be a separate function. When one person is trying to handle both guest comms and operations, both suffer. Keep them separate, then build out the commercial side, someone focused on revenue management, securing direct bookings, managing owner relationships, and handling new property acquisitions. Hire ahead of the need. The biggest mistake operators make when scaling is hiring reactively. By the time you feel the pain, you are already behind. Think about where you will be in 90 days and hire for that point, not the point you are at today. Virtual assistants are underused. International VAs, particularly those with hospitality or Airbnb experience, are one of the most cost-effective hires in this business. They can handle guest communications, task coordination, and administrative functions at a fraction of the cost of a local hire. If you are managing more than 10 properties and you do not have VA support, you are working harder than you need to. All of this, the upsells, the team structure, the scaling, only works if your technology stack is solid. At Stalia DXB, we built our own property management system because we could not find a tool that handled everything the way we needed it to. The Stalia DXB PMS is the operational backbone of how we manage properties across international markets. If you are building an operation and want to understand how we have put this together, the systems, the workflows, the technology, the WhatsApp link is in the description. Send me a message directly. I read everyone personally, and I will tell you honestly whether what we have built makes sense for your situation.